Hi everybody! I had a video that was supposed to load, but I don't think it did. That's okay. Next time. Putting new things in the works here. So, hi, I am Dawn Phoenix. I'm a transformational healer and a moderator on the Conscious Leadership Network. So, what I do is I call in different beings that I channel to give us some wisdom around certain topics. And this month in April, with the 12 pillars of transformation, the topic for April is creativity. And both the Dolphins and the Phoenix Collective wanted to weigh in this month. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I think, today. I get to channel both of them. So without further ado, before I get into that, wait, I have to pump on the Conscious Leadership Network. I almost forgot. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. So I have links in the section down below on how to join the Conscious Leadership Network and become part of our awesome community of disruptors and change makers and leaders, conscious leaders. And I also have some information down below about a couple books I have on Amazon. So I am also building a tribe called Spiritual Kindergarten, and I'm aiming for the end of the month to have that all set and ready for you guys to hop in and have us do some great work together. And that's in the Conscious Leadership Network. It's housed within the Conscious Leadership Network. So you would join Conscious Leadership Network and then look for me there and join my tribe and see what other tribes, float your boat, because there's lots of great things going on. And if you don't see something there that, you think should be there, you can create your own tribe when you become a member. So, all right, now I'm going to bring in first the Phoenix Collective. They're going to have their say on creating with joy. And then after that, I'll just take a little break and come back, say, hey guys, and then bring in the Dolphin Consciousness, and they'll talk about creating with joy. So here we go. And I'm just going to turn on comments here or anything so I can see stuff in case anybody says hi. Okay. Hello, dear ones. We are the Phoenix Collective, and we greet you today, as always, with much fire and much love. Today, we would like to discuss the concept of creativity, but creating with joy. And when we say creating with joy, we mean creating from a space, the place of joy. And in your energetic systems, different emotions are usually housed in different chakras or your different energy centers. And there are any number of places that any of the emotions can be housed, but the emotion of joy is often felt in your heart space. And it is often difficult to create from that place of joy when you are in your mind too much. So if you are creating from the space of your mind, chances are you are probably not creating with the vibration of joy. And we have said before, creations are like cooking. Whatever you put into it, the quality of the ingredients is what you are going to get out of it. So if you are creating from your headspace, which is by nature limiting, you are not creating from a place of joy. You are creating from the place where the ego dwells. And we are not saying the ego is an evil creature. There is nothing wrong with our egos. Everyone has them, even us. However, it is important to understand the ego has different, shall we say, motives behind it with creation. And therefore that can affect the flavor, if you will, of your creations. That is where you may encounter fear if you are second guessing yourself and your thoughts come up and put blocks or limitations on the creations you would like to have. But when you are creating from your heart space, that is the place of pure joy and bliss. And when you are creating from that space of pure joy, you are truly unlimited in what you can create. Joy is a transformational tool. It is wonderful because it is unlimited and high vibrational. So instead of dealing with a limited and tainted set of ingredients for your creation, you are given an unlimited palette of colors and experiences and intentions that are pure. So what you create reflects that joy and embodies that joy. Your creation not only becomes a reflection of the joy within you, it becomes a vehicle to spread that joy to others. So when you are creating that creation, we're using that word a lot and we understand that, your creation is encompassing and embodying that joyful energy so that when others interact with your creation, if it's something that you wrote that they are reading, if it is something you created, such as a video or some music, when they see it or listen to it, they are interacting with and they are embodying that joy that you have imbued into that creation. It's the same thing as cooking. Nutritious food needs nutritious ingredients. You need to imbue your creations with nourishing ingredients, such as joy and happiness. And we are not saying that having feelings of sadness or anger or things that you describe as negative, and we are using air quotes because there are really no negative, we don't believe, negative emotions. There are just emotions that are lower in vibration and emotions that are higher in vibration, and they go up and down the spectrum. So when you have a creation that has lower vibration imbued into it, that's what it's going to put out into the world. So we would invite you to tap into your heart space. And before you begin a creation, no matter what that is, we would like to give you some tips on how you can make sure you are coming from your heart space. So if you are hearing thoughts that tell you limitations, or they second guess, or ask you, is this really what you should be doing? Will anybody really want to share in this? When you have those questions that come up that are not supportive of your endeavor, then you know that you are not in your heart space, that is your ego doing what it loves to do. It loves to have problems to solve, and it will pose those questions to you. But when you can take a few deep breaths, so this is our first tip, is just take a few deep breaths. And breathing consciously and deeply centers not only your body, but it quiets the mind, and it lets the ego know that everything is okay. And after you have taken a couple deep breaths, imagine that you have a beautiful, swirling pink light that looks like a little vortex that is small, like a pinprick. And then imagine that it grows and expands with energy as you pour your feelings of joy and excitement about the adventure you're going to embark upon. And as you feel that beautiful, shimmering pink vortex grow within you, then you are truly and 100% in your heart space. So all of your attention is focused right there in your heart space. And that is creating the joy generator for your creation. That is how you will imbue what you are doing with that joy. And when that's the case, there is no room for fear or second guessing or judgment. And then your creations are pure and exactly what the world needs. So those are our tips from your friends in the Phoenix Collective. We have some guests here today who are joining us, the Dolphin Collective, and they would like to put in their words on creating with joy. So we will leave you now, and thank you so much for joining us here today. And as always, we are sending you lots of fiery love. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you want to, you can just write down that little exercise or, whatever, put it on a piece of paper, before around where you work. If you have your own home office, you can put that on the wall or something like that. I will usually do things like that for myself as little reminders of things to do. And I'll say, when I was going through that exercise with them, that's the first time that I ever did that. I felt this wonderful little warmth right there in my heart space. It was beautiful. And it was interesting because I actually felt, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say if you try this. You can leave comments in the section below. But I was excited to get started on something. I wanted to just go. It was like a little rocket. It just wanted to propel me forward. So that was cool. And the dolphins are chomping at it to come in now. So I am going to bring in the Dolphin Consciousness. And the Dolphin Consciousness includes dolphins here in the physical, the ones that we see, swimming out in the ocean, and also dolphins in spirit. So they reside here and in spirit. So this is their consciousness, both the physical and the dolphins in spirit. Since this is a little bit new for probably most of you, if not all of you. So, all right, here come the dolphins. Hello, everyone. We are sending you so much love and bubbles of light and joy today. We are so excited to be here. We are joy experts. Everything we do is infused with joy. We sleep with joy, if you can imagine that. Our dreams are filled with joy. Every breath we take is filled with joy. It is consciousness to us. Every time we take a breath, it is a chosen breath, for we are conscious breathers. And that means we are present in every moment. For every moment, we are choosing to be there. We are choosing to be present, and we are choosing each breath we take. And because we are fully present in every moment, that allows us to be in joy. And that does not mean that we do not feel fear or sadness. That is not true at all. We do feel these emotions, but we do not stay in them long, and we exist continuously in a state of joy. That is why when you see us swimming and jumping and leaping and playing and spinning like crazy little maniacs, that is that joy rocket just powering us through. And today we would love to share some of that joyful energy with you to propel you forward in your creations, in your lives. So what we would like to share with you is that it is effortless. Creations that are filled with joy are effortless. They come with ease. There is no struggle. There is no strain. There is no stress. Those words don't have meaning when you reside in the place of joy. And our friends, the Phoenix Collective, are completely correct. We agree. The heart space is the place where you can tap into that inner smile, your joy inside. So we would like to give you an exercise to add on to theirs when you are embarking upon a new creation in your life, one that will help you infuse your creation with joy. But it's from the dolphin flavor, so it's going to be a little bit different than what the Phoenix Collective told you. But it will dovetail wonderfully with it. For we all work together. We are all one, and we are all here to support every one of you on your chosen paths with love and joy and bubbles of love. So what we would like to tell you, speaking of bubbles, is to imagine that while you are in that space, growing that pink vortex of joy within your heart space, what we would like you also to imagine is that there are bubbles bubbling up from your feet as you would if you were standing in a champagne glass. So imagine that it's a giant champagne glass, and there is champagne in it, and you are steeped in it, and the bubbles are rising up from your feet, and they are rising up through your bodies, up your knees and up your shins, and you feel all these tickly bubbles, and they just make you giggle because they tickle you everywhere, on the inside, on the outside, and the bubbles just rise up all the way up, right up to the top of your head, and you are literally bubbling with joy, because how can you feel anything but joy when you are being tickled by bubbles everywhere? And it is such a delightful feeling. Why do you think you all enjoy hot tubs so much? Because bubbles relax you. Bubbles bring up all the wonderfulness. They are lightness. If you think about it, a bubble is lightness amidst density. Bubbles have air in them. They are lighter than water, so of course they rise to the top. And that is what this exercise is designed to do. All of these little tiny millions of bubbles that are encircling you and are within you, they are just going through and pop, 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 pop everywhere. Pop, 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 lightness. They are just bringing lightness to you. So as your joy generator is expanding in your chest, you can feel these wonderful bubbles just filling up all around you. Pop, pop, pop everywhere. And so you will have joy from the inside out and from the outside in. So that joy will circle out, and it will also come from below up above. So there is not 1 inch of you that will not be filled with joy. And then it will be impossible for you to fail, because you will be playing, you will be in flow, in divine flow of exactly where you are meant to go. And your creations will be something the likes of which this planet has never seen before. We are fond of the saying that love heals, but joy transforms. We have been saying that for years, and it is so true. It is one thing to heal and quite another to transform. So when you tap into that transformational energy of joy, you are not only transforming yourselves, you are transforming everyone who interacts with your creations. And what a beautiful gift is that? Because what we do for ourselves, we do for all. And what we do for all, we're doing for ourselves. That's a win-win in 9 million ways. So we are so very excited to be here today. And we hope that you find this exercise to be completely and utterly enjoyable. Love you so very, very much. And we hope to talk again with you soon. We are sending you bubbles of joy, lots of love, and oodles of light. Okay, so that was neat. As I was bringing them through and they were talking about having the bubbles effervesce around us and within us, it felt tickly. It was really neat. I love when they do that. They'll do that sometimes during my dolphin energy healing sessions with the client, and I'll get to feel it too. So I love it. It's awesome. So that's it for today. And don't forget to like the video and share it if you know of someone who might benefit from it. Subscribe to us here in Conscious Leadership Network, or if you're watching with the Authority Establishment, you can find me again on Conscious Leadership Network with the links down below. And I will see you next week when I go live at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday. All right. Thank you, everyone. Many blessings. Bye.